Yeah.
Questions for Tre?
Tre, what do you think you benefited from being in a close game like the other night?
Right. Definitely just getting used to how road games are in the ACC usually. Just how the atmosphere was, crazy atmosphere, but then just going through a battle like that, coming down the last few possessions and then having to just lock in and make the right plays to get us the wins.
Coach said that the ball screens kept giving you guys trouble. They kept switching things around. You guys to keep switching defense around, trying to adjust to it. What did you guys learn from that experience? And is that something that hadn't happened very often this year, or what?
Right. Every team's different, so it just depends on who we're playing and the players that we're playing against, what their specialties are, strengths and weaknesses. But something we have to adjust to in the game. It's not always going to be what we plan before the game and then come out and it's not going to always go the same. So just in-game adjustments will have to be better for us players and picking up what the coach wants to do.
Tre, Coach said, even at the beginning of the season that defense was sort of going to be the foundation for you guys, but offensively the efficiency has been sort of right there at the same pace. How have you guys been able to do that and sort of keep it at the same rate of growth, I guess, as the defense?
Right. I'd probably just say because of our defense, for sure. When our defense is there, our offense, that's when our offense is best. When our defense isn't there, that's when we're not doing our best in offense. So just having our defense there definitely helps us get easy buckets in transition, but also just helps us get into our offense much easier and helps get guys going.
How has your chemistry with Jordan being on the court with him at the same time developed as this year's going on? Because last year, a lot of times, he was kind of swapping out for you until late in the year. But just how has that grown? Where is that right now?
Right. Just being able to build off of last year, being out there together, and then in the off season working together, knowing what we were able to do together on the court last year, but then just continue to work every day, every chance we get, whether it's in the game or in practice, watching film, different things like that. Just being able to figure out how we can work with each other more and more.
Tre, what's probably been the biggest area of improvement you've noticed in Vernon's game from beginning of the year to
right? Probably just how hungry he is to continue to post up inside and continue to dominate inside. I know a lot of people questioned how he was for his center, back to the basket, things like that, coming into college, and just transitioning from floating around like the arc and things like that to being back to the basket, pretty much unstoppable unless you have to double team.
Did you ever sense any reluctance for him to stay in the paint early on? Right. Not necessarily games, but just practicing.
Throughout practice, there'd be practices where you start floating around, things like that, not really establishing himself down low. But as we continued to practice and the season approached, he became more dominant down low.
Tre, for Wake Forest, they have a lot of similar pieces as the guys that you saw last year. Looking at them, what kind of challenges do they present for you tomorrow?
Right. I think we just got to take them out of their transition to start off with. They like to get on transition and get easy buckets that way, but controlling their guards and perimeter.
How exciting is it for you and your teammates to see K-Ville populate again with the 10 climbing up now?
Right, that's very exciting for us that have seen it and been through it. Is really exciting, but then the guys that haven't seen it yet, it's something new, and it's just it's something that's so crazy you can't even really think about how crazy that is.
Anything else? Do you think the way Wake Forest played here last year, they must have your full attention, I'm guessing, is that
Right.
the way they were a big underdog last year.
Right.
The ball sitting on the rim.
Yeah. We know what happened last year, but we have a completely different team as well. So although they are bringing in some guys that are returning from that team, we have a completely new team, and we want to come in more hungry this year than we were at that time last year.
How did you see Vernon handle the game the other night? Georgia Tech had a couple of really big guys who were really strong, pushing them around, and just trash talk going back and forth, looked like. Was that assertiveness? Is that something that's you've seen him a lot this year? Or he seems kind of quiet when he's around us anyway. Just tell us about that.
Right. he was solid throughout the entire game, and no matter how much he got pushed on or fouled or how much they were hanging on him down low, he continued to stay tough throughout the entire game, and he got us one of our biggest buckets at the end of the game with the offensive rebound and the finish right there. So I think he played a really good game and did what he needed to do for us to get a win.
What are some of the biggest things Javin's been able to teach you?
All right, I think just continue to play hard every single possession. With Javin being able to come in for him and give him minutes, Javin comes in and is always playing hard, always trying to be in the right spots, talking to guys. So just his leadership for sure.
Yeah.
Given kind of the fanfare and the hoopla from last year, to be in a position right now, you know, top 3 team ranked and everything, does it even feel that way? Like, does it feel like 2 totally separate worlds to be still considered in rankings one of the best teams, but to not clear? Because it almost feels like for Duke, this is flying under the radar.
Right. I would say compared to last year, for sure, it's different. I don't think it feels. I think that feeling of being a top team still is there, but I mean the tension that we got last year was something that's never been there in any team. So there's definitely you can't compare any year to that to last year as far as the attention goes.
All right, Trey, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trey.